Have you ever felt like you're just a pair of hands at work? Just ticking off tasks from a list? Well, today, we're going to talk about how to make that leap from being a doer to being a decider. Honestly, it's the single most important jump you can make for your career, and we're going to show you exactly how it's done.
So let's just get right to it. Think about this. When your boss gives you a new project, what's your first reaction? Do you feel like a trusted advisor, someone brought in to solve a really tricky puzzle? Or do you feel more like a cog in the machine, just there to execute an order? Be honest with yourself, because your answer right here could be defining your entire career.
Okay, let's make this super real. Imagine you get a new assignment. The junior response? Okay, I'll get right on it. No questions, just go. But the senior, strategic thinker, they pause and they say something like, "Happy to help. Before I dive in, can you help me understand the real problem we're trying to solve here?" You see that difference? It's huge. One is about obedience. The other is all about impact.
This is exactly what we call the task taker trap. And trust me, it is a dangerous place to be. You're so busy just doing stuff, you never get a chance to show that you can actually think. You basically become invisible, and your career just flatlines.
But hey, don't worry, there is a way out of this trap. And it's not some fluffy advice like just be more strategic. No, it's a concrete, step-by-step system. It's a system that will literally force you to think with more clarity and, in doing so, prove your strategic value on every single thing you touch.
And here it is, the Clarity Mastery System. We've got 5 really powerful tools here designed to transform you. We've got the 5 Whys worksheet, the 3x3 strategy grid, a manager script cheat sheet for those tough conversations, a portfolio log to track your wins, and a 30-day plan to make it all a habit. So, you ready to see how it all works? Let's dive in.
All right, let's start with the first 2 tools. These are really the foundation of this whole approach. It's all about finding the real problem that's hiding under a simple request, and then structuring your solution in a way that just makes you look brilliant.
First up, the 5 Whys. Think of this as your secret weapon for digging past all that surface noise. It's a really simple technique that forces you to just ignore the symptoms and uncover the real underlying problem. The one that's actually worth your time to solve.
And here's how it works. You just ask a series of 5 why questions. It starts really broad, like, why do we even need this? And then it gets deeper and deeper, all the way down to that critical final question. Why haven't we fixed this before? That one right there, that's usually where you find the hidden roadblocks or bad assumptions.
And here's the actual worksheet you can use. See how it takes you from some fuzzy surface-level request and just guides you step by step right to the real problem. This isn't just some thought exercise. It's a real tool for creating clarity out of chaos.
Okay, so you've used the 5 whys, you've found the real problem. That alone is a huge step, but here's where you really start to shine. You don't just jump to one solution. Nope, you present options. And that is where our second tool, the 3x3 strategy grid, comes into play.
This grid is a total game changer. It forces you to think in terms of trade-offs. You come up with 3 clear options, like a quick win, a deep, proper fix, and maybe a bold experiment. And then you evaluate each one based on its impact, timeline, and the resources it'll take. This shows your boss you've thought through the whole thing from multiple angles. It's so impressive.
And you can go even deeper. Beyond just impact and timeline, you can evaluate your options based on stuff like risk or how easily you could reverse a decision, or even how much you'd learn even if it fails. This is the kind of analysis that gets you invited to the bigger, more important meetings. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But what happens in the real world when you start asking these clarifying questions and your manager just gets annoyed? Well, the next part of our system is a set of scripts for handling that exact kind of pushback.
A classic, the rush objection. We're in a hurry. We've all been there. You get a request that feels super urgent, and any question you ask is seen as you just slowing things down. So what do you say?
Here's the magic trick. You agree with them first. You say, "I completely understand the urgency." Then you reframe your questions as a tool to protect that urgency. You're not slowing them down, you're saving them from potentially weeks of wasted work down the line. It's a brilliant little pivot.
Now for scenario number 2, the annoyed manager. They take your smart questions and they see it as you challenging their authority. This one can feel pretty intimidating, but yep, there's a script for this too. The key here is to make it all about them. You say, I'm not questioning your request. I just want to make sure I nail it for you. You're clarifying now so you waste less of their time later with a bunch of revisions. This reframes you as a partner, not an obstacle.
Okay, this last script is for what is actually a fantastic problem to have. Your 5 Whys investigation has uncovered an issue that's way bigger than your original task and probably way above your pay grade to solve. This is a massive opportunity.
And here's how you play it. You don't just dump the problem on your manager's lap and run. No way. You bring them the problem, but you also bring them solutions, or even better, a few potential approaches. You've already done the hard thinking. You're just asking for their wisdom on how to proceed.
And here it is. This might be the most important tip in this entire explainer. Never, ever leave a conversation with just questions hanging in the air. Always, always end by proposing a concrete deliverable and a deadline. It shows you're taking ownership, you're driving action, not just pointing out problems.
So, you're using the tools, you're handling the pushback. Now what? How do you turn all this newfound clarity into actual, tangible career wins? Well, that's what this last section is all about. Documenting your impact and locking these skills in as an unbreakable habit. This little thing right here, this is your secret weapon come performance review time. It's the Career Advancement Portfolio Log. For every single ambiguous request you get, you quickly document 4 things: the vague ask, the structure you used to clarify it, the deliverable you promised, and, this is the most important part, the impact it had. This is your proof. It's your story. And to make all this stuff actually stick, you need a plan. So here it is, a simple 30-day roadmap. Week 1, just focus on using the 5 Whys. That's it. Week 2, you build and share 2 of those strategy grids. And then for the last 2 weeks, you go all in on that deliverable-first mindset. This is how you turn theory into practice. So, here's my challenge to you. Don't just file this away as, oh, that was interesting. Put it into practice. This week, find one vague request, one confusing email, and just try this system. Just see what happens. This is how you go from being a pair of hands to being a true strategic partner. This is how you take control of your career. Now go make it happen.